And the Prime Minister announcing a $370 million production incentive to help Canada's canola producers, primarily in Saskatchewan. This new incentive was launched to address the huge challenges, that are being imposed on canola producers because of China's tariffs against Canadian canola. Last month, China launched a nearly 76% tariff on canola products. China, the #1 export market, or it was last year anyway, but now a lot of that is frozen. The Chinese move targeting canola farmers believed to be in response to Canada's move, which was a 100% tariff on Chinese electric vehicles. We should also point out that Saskatchewan's Premier Scott Moe heading on a trade mission to China, but also other countries as well, trying to figure out the best way forward, hopefully trying to get some of those canola tariffs lifted. Let's bring in Matthew Holmes. Matthew is the Executive Vice President, Chief of Public Policy at the Canadian Chamber of Commerce. Good to see you, Matthew. Thanks for your time.
Great to be with you.
All right, let's start with Mark Carney and this $5 billion fund, sort of a tariff fund to help companies adapt, react, find new markets. Your take on what that might mean here amid this trade war?
Well, we're still picking apart today's announcement. It was huge. There's a lot in there, and we're certainly looking at what it means for the budget. This is, of course, in the lead up to the federal budget that will be introduced later this fall. And I think we see the major planks the government plans to move forward with. The loan or the funds that are being introduced here to help companies adapt and retool certainly important if we're losing our major trading partner. And I think what's strategic here and what the Prime Minister underscored is that in a new order for global trade, where the U.S. is really introducing quotas, tariffs, and a number of other barriers to market entry, Canada still has some of the world's best and tariff-free access to the United States. Steel, aluminum, auto parts, copper, lumber notwithstanding, those are areas that have been kind of red circled by the U.S. and really targeted. But the rest of our trade with the United States is generally going in tariff-free. So that makes us amongst the world's most competitive. But in 2026, our trade agreement, CUSMA, will be reviewed and hopefully renewed. But we have this runway. We have this year ahead that we really must make the most of. And I think this fund and some of the other announcements today are the government's attempt to try and give Canadian business and Canadian workers the chance to adapt and prepare for what could be some bumps in the road ahead.
Absolutely. And the idea of helping to offer retraining, new job skills for tens of thousands of workers who may find themselves caught up in all of this through no fault of their own, all of this trade disruption. What do you make of that?
Well, I think that's always important. Reskilling, and we have industries that will continue. We have others where there's going to be growth. If you look at Canada's nuclear industry, if we look at the effects that AI will have, advanced manufacturing, the commitments we've made to defense, and the industrial base that would be required for that, we have the skilled labor in Canada that can address some of those needs. But some of those people will need to take on some new skills or have some new training to do that. And so this is what will be needed. What will be important here is to see how the federal government and provincial governments work with the business community to really identify what those needs are, support them, and work closely with labor organizations and the workers themselves. So it's going to take a number of players contributing and collaborating across the field. And we don't want governments picking winners and losers here. They really need to be seeing and hearing the signals from the business community on where the growth is, where the opportunities lie, and then get behind and all go in the same direction.
Hey, Matthew, thanks so much for taking the time for CTV on this one. Much appreciated.
Great to be with you. Take care.